was some of the best cards
Really
ever.
court cases, really got knocked. Was quarantine days, playing spades with the ops. And guns fighting trial, cause them charges won't drop. Prostration getting darker, he been heavy on a lot. Pay attention to character, watch out for the plot. Only eat with the family, you food if you not. And cold winters gotta keep warm, that's the
Ready,
norm.
man.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of the Ding Ding Podcast, where we cover everything and anything with a ding ding in it. I am your host, Marty Hawani, Marty Fake Newsman. To my left, we got Camerson Silva, Paige Van Cam.
I love how Camerson Silva stuck, and I came up with it in a
Yeah, we just
jam
add to it.
last week.
Paige Van Cam, we got added this week too. And then we got Lolo Lomachenko, we got Lauren Senko,
Lauren Senko, baby.
we got Valentina.
Losenko.
When in doubt,
Moves
Senko.
like he looks like Latifi, but always and forever moves like Demetrius Johnson. And then to my right, we got the Caucasic Casual, the Cognacic Casual, Slim Miller off a tough loss this weekend. We also got Kyle White after the last spot.
Very cognostic.
Make fucking waiter get another job.
UPS is hiring, you know.
So yeah, we were vibing. We were just listening to Stu Surf playing basketball. I just taught a class. I taught 3 people that never trained jiu-jitsu before today.
Fire.
How'd that go?
Okay.
Dude, y'all would hate me. There was a chick and 2 dudes, and like I'm just trying to show them because I try to show like practical shit. I'm not showing like De La Hiva or like Imanari rolls. I'm gonna be like, okay, if someone tries to beat you up, take them down, get to side control, pin their arm, show like a Americana, show arm Kimura. And they're like all fucking it up. And then I only know how to speak English. I'm like, jiu-jitsu's like speaking a language. You learn a word, and then you can say a sentence, and then you can hold a conversation.
Wait, did you ask them if they were bilingual?
Nah. But I was like, when you learn Hola, you never think you're going to speak Spanish.
Exactly. Step 1 of the whole process.
But then one day, you're just talking.
Did you make that up? Like that was your gem, or you?
I think I might have heard that, but I get it off like it's me. They're looking at me. They're looking at me like, oh my God. I'm like, I can love you like forever.
Yes, sensei.
Cool life forever.
Yes, Sensei is sick.
Professor.
Marty loves it.
But yeah, so let's get right into it. I mean, I'm pretty hyped because we're off one of the best UFC cards ever, but let's get into some current events
This
first.
card fucking jerked my fucking dick off. I was so happy. This is why we get paid.
This is what it's all about.
This is why we deep throat all year and bitch and bitch.
Exactly.
And bitch, but we finally got our dicks sucked.
One of the sickest nights I had in a long time too was the night of the card. We watched actually someone get knocked out live.
Yeah.
Me and Cam.
This is a street fight.
It has to do with that and the fact that I might have missed on Diego Lopez, but I hit on Dominic Reyes, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, your boy.
Boy, Dominic
A
Reyes.
minute and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backing up too. Step forward.
But what do we got? We got a couple current events for you guys. So I'm gonna go number 8 first.
Okay.
So first, Ilia Topuria. Obviously, that's the most exciting thing coming up, other than probably. That's probably going to be. It was leaked. Colby Covington said that's going to be International Fight Week. DDP and Cosma and Topuria Islam. And I'm sold on Topuria. I'm cupping his balls and holding another hand on the dick.
All right.
I'm cupping his ball.
You're paid in a second.
And I think he's the fucking man. The way I heard him on Rogan this week, and his mindset is like championship mindset. Like he's all about it. He's fucking holds himself like a champion. He acts like a champion. He does everything
What do you think,
right.
Lo? What do you think?
155, boys. My boy Camp said it.
Yeah.
They hit just as hard, if not harder. They're bigger. They're stronger.
But I mean, Topuria not sucking down weight might be like Conor going up to 155 and hit even harder. And we saw what he did to the people we love at 145.
Explain that further. Like,
so when you suck down weight, you're depleting yourself. So
Yeah,
he has,
of course,
he has
yeah.
10 extra pounds at the next weight class. He might hit even harder. Like Conor McGregor looked like he was about to die when he was making 145. He went up to 155. He was touching people.
yeah.
And they were going to sleep. And I
2
think
and 6 at
What do you
155.
And we
Cam,
saw-
how much weight do you put into that?
I
Well,
mean,
no pun intended either. But.
I hit
I
harder.
mean, look
at
at
250
Pereira.
right now.
Pereira
It's
from
like
185 to
205.
205.
there is merit to what he's saying. You know, you definitely do get
Raquel?
more, yeah, like he's saying with Alex Pereira from 185.
So unnecessary.
Okay.
So Cam, what do you think? Do you think the weight cut
No,
Holtzman.
don't go back to it. I'll kill myself.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he knocks out Max Holloway, who's never been knocked out at 145. But also, it might play in that Max jumped up to 155 and then went back to 145 after he got much bigger to go fight at 155.
I seen Ilya get dropped at 145.
Yeah.
That guy kicked his head off.
But
He
you
ate it,
also
though.
got to think when you're sucking down weight, you're more chinny too.
Yeah.
Chinny is funny, right? And sucking down weight is also funny.
This guy.
Yo.
It's me.
No, it's not you. It's not
Fuck
you.
me, fo.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot, bro. It's just a lot, a lot to do.
I
Like,
mean, there's excuses for both guys he knocked out. There's the
Yeah.
excuse of Max Holloway going up a weight class. He took a lot of times like John Jones to
Yeah.
build up, and then he gets a title chance. So obviously he's going to go back
well,
down.
look at Dustin
And then
Poirier Max 1.
What do you think?
Alex also just got knocked out by Islam.
What do you
and took
think
the fight
Ilya
too fast.
walks around at?
180.
180. Yeah.
What do you think
Oh, right.
Islam walks around?
190.
190, 195.
I think Islam is going to submit
He's a
him.
real
Yeah, that's
he's
what I
a
was gonna
real
say.
weight bull.
I think regardless of what like I do think he'll fare well in this division, but I do think Islam still mauls him.
Yeah. I want to say this, too, is I think I get to Poirier. He has that mindset. He wants to hold out for Makachev. But think about this on the hype right now. So UFC's hurting on pay-per-views, all this and that. There's 300 million people in America, roughly. There's 500 people in Europe. You do Real Madrid Stadium, Paddy Pimblett, Ilia Topuria, off the hype right now. One of the biggest pay-per-views of all time. 80,000 seat arena.
I like where your head's at. Pause.
And they capture the whole European crowd just off of that. That's the
I
fight
like
to
it.
make.
Not yet.
But I think
It had to be a stack
on that
card, though.
on Paddy Pimblett, I think Justin Gaethje is next for him.
Yeah.
That's a perfect matchup for him too.
I thought he was.
Why don't
fighting
you think not yet though? Like why
Right now is the time to make that fight.
Why
And
do you
with
think
the
not
heat-
yet? Why not yet?
Paddy's not ready for that yet.
But if he
Why
beats
not?
Justin Gaethje, I think it's to the moon.
who?
If Paddy beats Justin
one
Gaethje-
Do
more.
you think he gets Justin Gaethje?
What
first?
would be the
I
next
think
person?
the next fight is going to be Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett.
You think Toporia's next fight
One
is
mic,
going
one
to be
mic, one
Islam?
mic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What is that?
Do you think Toporia's next fight is going to be Islam?
I think
Champ?
I think it's already pretty much made for International Fight Week. But I don't know if I mean Volk got the same opportunity twice. Why wouldn't
Volk
Topuria
just
get the
has-
opportunity?
I get that, but
The
I
second
feel
one
like
was late
Volk's done a
notice.
lot more.
Yeah.
I think Paddy, he fought a guy on a fight. If he doesn't beat Tony Ferguson, he's on a five-fight skid.
Yeah.
If you fought a guy that's leaving the rankings to come in, you shouldn't fight a Topuria. I mean, Topuria's... He's going to be top 3.
And also, I just don't want him to fight Charles.
Why not?
Because I don't want to see Charles get hurt.
You
Against
think
Paddy?
You think Paddy
no,
would beat
against
Charles?
Ilya.
Ilya.
Oh.
But I
you
do.
see- but
You think he would hurt him?
Hey, you saw that though? To Charles, when you said Ilya, they were like... Or when you said Paddy, you're like, oh, no. But when you said Ilya, you were like... oh.
Everyone was like, "Oh,
No, me.
That's-
I'm coming from a place
That's
of
why Paddy
curiosity.
can't fight Ilya yet. Paddy doesn't have that.
yeah."
Oof.
But
That-
I
I
think
watched him almost lose to Jared. So
My point.
my God,
My
I don't
point.
know.
true. You're right.
I think Paddy has a little bit of that
He needs it
shit
one
we talk
more.
about with the effort and the. Like,
Ilya's the best 145er. He can't fight at 145. No, it's going to be no progress.
so does that bring us to the 155 conversation?
And
that
I-
we're trying
That's
to
why
have?
he's...
I think
Yeah. I'm trying to.
he's
segue
like
here,
just
yeah,
getting
yeah.
to the point of stardom. Like Ilya, he's becoming the face of the UFC. Why jump right to Makachev? Like, beat up 2 top fivers at
Saruki and
155. Make yourself look like the
Saruki
man.
would be
Have
big.
all the hype in the world, and then fight Islam.
Yeah.
Why jump first fight when you're just getting that crazy star power?
I'm going to let you take this one. How pissed off is Max?
I mean,
Max got knocked out by this guy. I was like, all right, I'm just going to move up to
Max
155.
low-key
Then he's
really
like-
should be the next fight at 145 for a champ. He should.
I
be
agree.
Well,
right
he's
at that
officially
shot.
moved up to
Yeah.
155.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
He's
he
at-
and he
he-
sucked down to 145, and he
Dude,
got
pause
knocked
at
out
the door.
by.
You keep saying suck down. Just keep saying.
And he got
it.
knocked
Like,
out by
we're not going to
Topuria
pause it
because he
anymore.
was
Like,
too
it's-
big and then
yeah.
went back down.
Uh-huh.
What I do wonder is, what does Max at 155 even look like?
Just
Like,
fight
what-
Justin
I mean, he
Poirier
knocked
again.
out Gaethje.
The more you guys
Yeah.
keep
Did
talking,
knock out Gaethje.
he did
the
not.
more you guys keep talking, the more I realize 145 just like is too stacked.
I mean, 135, 145, 155
Yeah.
are the most stacked divisions in the
What's
I
UFC.
mean, it's a
best division
common
in
sized
fighting.
person. It makes sense.
Probably right now 135.
135. Yeah.
That's a problem to me. I like it, my UFC stacked at 185. Talk to me nice.
It's
It's
just
not-
not
I
that
like
right
It
that.
now.
hasn't been like that since the beginning, though, because
It
all
hasn't
the
been like
high
that
level
since-
people are lighter now.
It's
Back
just
when nobody was high level, yeah, the bigger guys
the
are fun to
higher
watch.
the weight, the less skill.
Of course.
So it's hard to
There's room for growth within the whole, within the whole craft in general.
When Stylebender started,
Yeah.
that whole
It's
division
gonna-
were a bunch of wrestlers. So you see this fucking guy kickboxing like a fucking ninja.
Yeah.
And like Anderson Silva too.
You adapt.
It's because people that are that big choose other sports that are
Yeah,
that
like
athletic.
everyone that's 135 was always
Really?
small. They're wrestling since they were 4.
If LeBron
You
did
tried to
kickboxing
play
since
football
he was
before
four,
you
Yeah.
started doing martial arts.
especially in
if
the
you're a big
States. But
kid.
that's why when we start talking about trying to expand this UFC shit beyond the US, every time Marty says it like it's a bad thing, I only
No,
hear
I was saying it's mainly good. I think that they're over there.
I
in
only hear
America.
it as a great
Yeah.
thing.
But I think the thing
This-
with
this
like,
sport's
wrestling
good.
is specifically like a U.S. thing.
Wrestling's a discipline,
Like,
like as amongst the other disciplines.
There's a greater chance of you starting in like a different combat sport than wrestling if you're outside of the U.S.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's
I
a
guess
good
it'd be
starting point the
judo.
same way judo or fucking jits.
Because
or
even like I feel
fucking
like you're
boxing.
more likely
So-
to start at like kickboxing or Muay Thai if you're like in Thailand or
Yeah.
than to like.
But if you think about it, Japan,
wrestling.
China, Russia, Georgia, Chechnya,
Yeah, yeah.
Dagestan,
True,
America, all wrestling countries.
What do you think the best?
Sumo, no.
Yeah.
What do you think the best foundation is? And I feel like we've talked about this on the podcast.
I would say
Wrestling,
smaller weight classes, wrestling, higher weight classes, kickboxing.
striking, yeah.
Okay.
If you're under 170, if you're 170 or under, wrestling.
I was gonna say kickboxing.
185, 205 heavyweight, kickboxing.
What do you think, Lo?
Wrestling, boxing, wrestling, kickboxing.
Yeah, like traditional American, what we're
American
taught wrestling.
bring
You
muscle-
decide where the fight's gonna be.
Yeah. So
That's
I'm
wrestling.
going to start you off at 155. You go Islam's.
Speak up a little bit.
Islam, Charles, Sarukian, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Gamrot, Patty the Batty, Dan Hooker, Moicano, and Fiziev is your top 10 there.
And Max and Taporia.
They're not even.
But I
not
mean, they're
ranked.
in the division,
they're
which
still
is crazy.
stalling.
Which is crazy.
That's like you named 8 Hall of Famers.
That's 155. This
Alright.
is 145.
So I identify that as a problem.
What?
It's too stacked.
No, you
Fight
can't be
everyone.
too
Everyone's got to
stacked.
fight.
There's nothing more exciting when the whole top 10 could be a champ.
That's that top 10 for 155.
What if we just did? All right, boom. Let's just do a 145 day, the whole card.
They practically
I mean, they
just
kind of
did
do that. Like, if they have a
Just-
title fight at a
they
weight, they'll usually put a contender fight earlier in the.
The thing about it is with fighting, it's like you really got to clear out a schedule because you can't fight for 6 months. Well, you can, but most people don't.
We're talking about some guys are well, it depends on the fighter. Some people are
Yeah.
fucking 6-month camp. Some people are
But
Kevin Holland.
I say Kevin
Yeah.
Holland. Kevin Holland walks around at that weight. He doesn't really
Yeah.
cut to
No.
make weight. He's 180.
Kevin Holland's also-
That's why he stays ready, so he don't got to get ready.
He's
he
also
fight-
walking
is he
in, getting
fighting-
submitted in 12 seconds.
What's
and
his
then,
name?
you know what I'm saying? So it's
At 70?
Or getting
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. I think that, I mean, shit, I don't want to get, this is why you guys shouldn't let me smoke sativa, but if we put fucking Neuralink or like a band on them and monitor their weight that way, instead of like this last day weight gain or weight loss, let's monitor their weight throughout the journey.
Well, all you have
You know
to
what I'm saying?
do.
Like, let's like you know what I'm saying. Let's make sure their weight is their real weight instead of this like cheap way of cutting water weight. I know because I know this is an outsider looking
Islam's
at.
the best fighter in the UFC. He's 195 pounds.
So is
It. Does he,
Khabib.
what does he walk around at?
195
And he fights at
pounds.
155.
That's 40 pounds.
Okay, then
It makes it weird, too, for the
45.
fan because they're like, oh, that's the 155-pound championship. He's 155 pounds for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
so you know what I'm trying to say.
And there's
Yeah.
still the rehydration.
Am I bugging?
I think you fix it like this. You make it 155, 165, 175, 185, 195, 205, 225 heavyweight.
Too many.
Yeah, that's what Dana says. He says boxing's watered down in belts because there's
I think you could
every 3
do.
pounds.
I think you could do a combination of what I'm saying and what Marty's saying. I think there could be more. You could lean into technology more.
They hydration test in 1FC and people still find a
They
way to cheat.
hydration test the day of.
No, the hydration test, like, you can only cut down, like, you have to register as a fighter, and you can only cut down to a certain weight and test over a certain amount of hydration, and that's the lowest
All right, I'm
weight
ignorant, so I'll
class you're
stop
allowed to
talking.
go.
But
But anyway,
I'm
you want to
gonna
say
look
145
at
and 135?
145 is Volkanovski, Moskar Evlov. He hasn't lost in the UFC. David
Yeah.
Lopez, Arnold Allen, Yair, Aljo, Leron Murphy, that 16-0 guy from
Yeah.
Brian Ortega, Josh Emmett, and Gene Silva just entered the top.
Wow. And then 135, I think that's the best one.
Which is lame
Why?
It's so sick,
because they're
dude.
tiny people.
Sugar Sean versus Marab is going to be a banger.
It's Marab, Umar, Sugar Sean, Peter Yan, Corey Sanhagen,
Yeah,
Davison
those are-
Figueiredo, Yan Dong Song, Mario Batista, Fabran, Cheeto Vera, Jose
It's crazy
Aldo.
that some of these names I've seen fight,
Triple
I just
C
don't
is
see them as
still
135 pounds.
They're
at
like
all.
170.
Yeah. Peter Yan and no, like I just don't see him as a 135 pound person.
He hits
Well,
so
no,
hard.
he is
He is short.
He's
He's
very
like
short.
5'5".
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just ripped, so it looks like.
Seems an OT.
But you want to hop into that? You had that at the current event, and Sugar Sean basically has tried to really get disciplined for the rematch against Marab.
Bro, I feel like when these guys take off, like when they're crazy and they just no internet, no Instagram,
No jaying off.
no jerking off, no fucking
That's
girl.
what ChatGPT said. No,
He was
social
training with
media,
Izzy the other
full
day.
focus.
He just actually did it. He wasn't on the pod. Tim was doing it by himself for like months, and he actually Izzy went to go train with him,
Yeah,
which is another
Izzy
one
was
of our
sparring,
current
and
events.
I was
But
sick.
yeah,
I'm
I
telling
think
you, Marab's takedown. Okay, I think Marab gets KO.
I don't think no matter what you can't outwork Marab. I heard when DC
He's
went-
got clipped enough that he
DC
can
went
get
to his
knocked out.
house after he won the belt against Umar, and DC's trying to do an interview at his house, and he's like, and Marab wasn't there. He was out running. The
Fucking
day after he won the
Jason
belt, he
Jason.
ran like 8 miles.
I mean, you talk about the championship mindset.
Yeah, like
you know?
that's what
You
it
gotta
takes.
have that. That's a big.
And when you, I feel like that gets you in your head when you're a guy like Sugar and you hear a story like that,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, he might overwork himself,
Yeah.
thinking
Can't do
like,
that too.
oh my god, Marab's probably running right
What was
now.
the injury last time
for
for
Sugar?
O'Malley? Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't know he was
They were
injured.
saying that like it came out right after, like it always does.
Yeah.
His rib or some shit like that.
I don't remember that one.
It was something.
He
I
was
mean-
doing well though. He was like holding his own in the first round.
It does really show like you can't really let loose in the striking when you're that worried about the
Yeah.
wrestling. Like Sugar never really opened up that whole fight. He fought so
Sugar's
conservative.
only been wrestling.
He was keeping his elbows low. He was never trying to get taken down, and it
He
turned
tore
out
his left leg.
turned out to be a
with
pretty
his hip.
boring fight. And Marab dominated him.
Yeah, Marab fucked him up.
But yeah. So then we have Israel Adesanya. He said he's gonna. This is probably gonna be his last fight. Speaking of how he's just training with Sugar Sean, and that was Sugar Sean's first pod back. Izzy, yeah, he's on a 3-fight skid. He's about to turn 35 years old. This is probably it for him, right?
He's
I mean,
got over 35 years worth of fights under his
Yeah,
belt
he's-
too.
he's probably
there's
50
one thing
in
where
fighting
your
age.
your age is your age. Your fight age is different than your age. Like you know what I mean? Like he's if you look at it, I remember looking at his kickboxing fights. Like the amount
he had
of,
like a 90 or 100 professional kickboxing.
yeah,
fights.
his knees are probably 45 if he's.
Does he have a
35.
matchup already?
No, he
Good
kind of
question.
was not even lining it up because he got knocked out by a guy that was ranked like 8.
I think he should
His last
fight
fight.
like Anderson Silva again or something. Like he should do like a
He should fight.
not like an Anderson Silva, but like a legacy type of thing. Like
Yeah, I feel you.
He should get a
he should-
rematch against
he
Sean
should secure
Strickland.
a win.
He
is
should
what
get a
I'm saying.
rematch against Sean Strickland because Sean Strickland's sitting around and he
you
could
wanna
avenge.
go
He could
out
avenge
like
his
that?
loss and go out.
He can't go out.
What if
on
he
it.
loses that?
Then it's
Then
bad.
Yeah, then it's bad.
But you don't give him a layup because then we're not impressed.
Izzy
me
right
Cup
now is
Swanson.
5. It's DDP, Hamza, Strickland, that guy who knocked out Izzy, then Izzy.
Go below that.
Kai
Pause.
Barallo fighting Nergy.
Kai Barallo's gonna have a title shot if he wins the next fight. Izzy's out of the picture.
Izzy that
Try and find an OG when you go lower.
Jared Cannonier, he already beat him though. Anthony Hernandez is moving.
Jared
up,
Cannonier wouldn't be a bad fight because he
Brendan Allen.
has 2 in a row.
Part of me just wants to be like, don't fight.
Jack Hermanson, Michelle Pereira.
You don't want to go out on a 3-fight losing
Yeah, give him
streak.
Jacker Manson.
But you also don't want to go
Whatever.
out on a fucking on a.
I mean,
lay-
3 or 4
you don't want to go out on a layup either. Why was Anderson
Give him Joe
Silva still out
Pfeiffer?
of pocket?
because he's like
Because
50
he's
And
dead.
he already beat him.
and he beat him already.
That was what? That was like 6 years ago. at
And it
this
was
point.
already like people were like, "Oh, you
I'm
fought."
tripping,
It was like a
tripping.
legacy fight.
Yeah.
Michelle Pereira.
I wish
Big
there was a
fun.
version of that fight that he could go
Yeah.
out on. But
Paulo
there's
Costa?
not. It's,
After-
He is.
Paulo
Let
Costa
him
might
move
be.
up and fight Ryan Spann.
Paulo Costa's never making 185 again.
Yeah, Paul Costa's huge. That was the funniest shit back there. What about Paul Romero?
He's in Bellator.
He's in.
So he can't fight UFC.
Oh, he's actually like fucking celebrity boxing.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
Stylebender can't fight ever again. He's done.
I mean, stop.
Dude, we could have found one good matchup for him that would, because there's no scenario where he goes off and rides into the sunset and it seems cool, or he doesn't risk losing
All the
a
guys
fourth
who-
streak.
from-
I think you give him Strickland.
From
Strickland.
8 to 12, he
Strickland's
knocked them
the
all
best.
out.
I'm watching Strickland Izzy right now. If they book that,
But that's, to me, sounds like a toss-up.
I know, but that's what's saying. He could go out like I
Not
avenged
even
the
a
loss.
toss-up. Heavy
This
favorite.
is
Strickland.
7
Heavy
to
favorite Strickland?
15. 7 to 15. Rob Whitaker knocked out. Jared Cannonier.
Not, yeah,
Anthony Hernandez. Brendan Allen. Terrible fight.
yeah, not.
Roman
Speak up,
Dolidze, Marvin Vittori, Paulo Costa, Jack Hermanson, and Michel Pereira. You can't give anybody that.
Yeah. No, it's a tough spot. I think that
Move him up to 205 to fight Johnny Walker.
No.
that's a bad idea.
I mean, he did get super jacked when he fought
Or maybe it's not.
DDP.
Another 205 to fight Dominic.
No,
No,
Dom's too big.
I don't think he should fight at 205.
Wait, what would you think the spread would be if
He won't wrestle.
Stylebender and Strickland fought?
I think it would
Tomorrow.
be minus 110 both ways.
Okay, yeah.
Cam thinks that Strickland would be favored more.
I think
don't think
Izzy. I think if Izzy's motivated, he's beating Strickland. He was lethargic. I think he was pretty lethargic when he fought him the first time.
I have no idea how old
I'm
Strickland
not saying
is.
that he won't win.
Like
I
32,
just don't
I think.
that the line would be
He's
a
American. man.
pick 'em.
Strickland's 32, but Stylebender's an old 35.
Yeah,
I don't know. Strickland's probably had a quarter of the fight Stylebender.
and Izzy's so rich too. Like Izzy had a special
that shit
contract.
matters to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Izzy was getting like $5 million a fight, which is not really typical for the UFC. So you got to think of how.
what do you think, Lo? What do you think? Like a gun to your head, final Stylebender fight for him to go out, walk into the sunset, a fight that
He could win.
he could win, that he should win,
and would be impressive to the
but
fans.
would still be impressive and wouldn't be like a layup, and it wouldn't be like disappointing at the same time. It's super difficult criteria, of course, but we're talking about a legacy fighter, and you don't want to go out in 3 losses. You definitely don't want to go out in 4 losses. You got to go out gracefully.
Yeah.
If you're his fighting agent, this is the hardest job you've ever
The
had.
craziest part is I really do not think that there is a candidate that
I would say
perfectly
Cannonier or
fits
Strickland.
I think you might just want to roll the
Give him
dice on
Strickland
Strickland.
again.
Because Cannonier's on a 2-fight win
that.
streak.
And
now.
that is a.
You might just want. The more I hear you guys talk, the more I think you just roll the dice on
My
Strickland.
whole thing is that
guess so.
I know that especially in UFC, like once you've already beaten someone and you've got that like mental edge, I just feel like it's so hard to.
But I mean, he
just
fucking
been
knocked
here
out
this whole
Pereira
fucking-
after Pereira fucking
that's very true.
beat him 3 times.
That's very true. That's very true.
So if anyone could do it, it's Izzy. But
I mean, Strickland was ODing, like
Hey,
walking him down
They
after
also,
like
they also gave him
the,
a layup.
the
his
bell
last fight.
ring.
Who,
yeah,
Strickland?
Izzy losing that
No,
fight
Izzy.
is so bad.
So do you think maybe him
They
going
threw
up?
him
I don't
out.
want to get stuck on Izzy too much because there's other shit to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about. But
Yeah, we'll cut it off. It's
I
make
say
your
give
last
him that
comment.
guy again.
The worst part is he was winning
fuck
that
that.
fight.
I'm interested in the conversation.
He's
so I'll
winning
keep- I'll
that
keep it
fight,
going,
and
but
it's the 4th
I
round,
know you guys
and then
have
he
more shit
gets
to get
knocked
to.
out. So it's
I'm
like
trying to keep control of the
it's
pod,
not like he's just
but-
getting
Him
beat
versus
up.
Bullet.
Share a bullet.
Sandra Bullock.
Him versus Michael Venom Page.
Him versus MVP would be fun.
Yeah, it's at least a
Big
name.
money fight.
They're probably
MVP
the same
moves
kind
up.
of
They're
guy.
both old as fuck.
He's at 185.
Yeah,
What-
he just beat Share a bullet.
What is his traditional weight class?
They love each
185.
other.
185.
Oh,
They
do
love
that.
each
Run it.
Yeah, why not?
They're
Yeah,
other.
that's
They're
actually
both from
good.
the UK.
They really do like
He's
each
from
other.
the UK. You could do it over there.
That's a really good idea, honestly.
Yeah, all right.
I think
We solved
Izzy
it.
has
I'm glad we at least got a fucking candidate.
and
I don't
and,
think they'll
and he's
fight
not
each
going to
other.
knock out Izzy.
Why not? 'Cause
He's
they're
not going to
friends.
take him down. So it's going to be a point fight,
Yeah,
and maybe
that's
Izzy
it.
can
I
knock
don't
him
think
out.
they'll fight each other.
Cam thinks they want to fight each other because they're friends. Is that not like the corniest shit you ever
I
heard?
didn't even know they were friends, but
You got to see what they do at 135 since they're friends.
yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
they're all
Aljo
friends.
moved up, so he wouldn't have to fight Marab.
Izzy's historically not fought his friends. Kamaru avoided 185.
That's
because
true.
Izzy-
That's disappointing if that's how his
I mean,
philosophy
True,
is.
you're right.
I don't fucking.
I'd fight MVP for the bag. That'd be a fun fight.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And they're
Even
not.
Bullet.
Well, you'd fight.
Well,
anyone.
Share a bullet. I think is just didn't he retire?
I just still look at it as sports at the end of the
No.
day. Like, that's the person in your way. You fucking win. Like, what
Yeah.
are we talking about? So, like, your sport is to fight someone.
The guy who's the
Especially at this
135
age, though. Like, what do you think? Like, that's the guy in your way. Like, what is he in the way of? Is he retiring? Like, you know
He's
what
in
I'm
the
saying?
way
It's
of you
like, at this point, it's
walking
like
off into the sunset and ending your career in a positive light. You don't want to go out. Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna move him.
I couldn't imagine him feeling any other way. Ending your career on 4 straight losses, even 3 straight losses without a win. I know after the career he's had, hundreds of fights, he doesn't want that shit.
No,
bro.
for sure.
Fuck the money.
Nobody wants that.
Exactly. But he also doesn't want to go out on some chump shit. We've been on this topic for too long, so I'm down to move on. But
Yeah, that's good.
Can you pull up the Newark card so far?
Give him MVP. Yeah, you got Juliana Pena, fucking Marab, and fucking.
The lineup for UFC Newark.
Before the Colby thing, I saw a rumor
Yeah.
that
Yeah, can
Ilya
you bring
was
up
fighting on
the-
that card
Yeah, the fighters.
No.
against Poirier, and I was like, "Holy shit, that would be,
Max and Poirier,
I
right?
come in my own
that would be
butt.
nuts."
I heard Max and Poirier are going to fight for the BMF belt.
In Newark,
I heard they might put it on
That'd be
there.
sick.
that is a spot to do it. I guess
If that gets added to the card, I'm going. I'll pay $1,000. I don't give a fuck.
that's what my friend had the pre-sale.
Yeah, Daddy.
Daddy!
Me and Lola want to go to fights.
I love this
I'll get drunk
janky ass Tapology website, but it's
That's
fun.
my favorite.
Yeah.
So Devashili O'Malley 2.
Your boy, Joe Pfeiffer.
This is gonna be 135. These
Yeah,
Never going back
135
to that
belt.
fucking country, dirtbag.
Fuck Mexico.
Like, oh my god.
So we got Juliana Pena,
Can
Killer
I start
Harrison.
bottom up? Pause.
Yeah. Go down.
You don't have to say pause after everything.
Vicente Luque,
Bottom
Kevin,
up is crazy. Yeah.
Vicente
Kevin
Luque,
Holland,
Kevin
shocker.
Holland.
He's
Norris'
fighting.
boy. Kevin
Norris'
Holland.
boy.
Fights
Kevin
every
Holland.
week. He's not my boy. We just have to talk about him.
You guys have been fans of the UFC for the same amount of time.
I might be,
COVID.
I might be a UFC fan longer than Kevin Holland. I'm not gonna hold you.
You guys are both COVID boy babies.
27 and 13 is
Vincente
bad.
Luque, he's actually from Jersey.
He's got 40 fights. He's been fighting for like 5 years.
He's from Jersey.
Check, get out.
He's from Brazil, but he grew up
Yeah.
in
You
Jersey.
can go past that fight. The next one.
Conway.
Kong Wong. Come on.
Sergey
Look at that
Spivak
CB though.
Sergey Spivak was supposed to be the next one up, and then
got smoked.
what's his name? The guy that's fighting John Jones?
Yeah, Tom Aspinall.
Don Aspinall fucked him up.
Slept him. And my boy Bang Bam Bam.
Kelvin Gastelum, Joe Pfeiffer is the head of the prelims.
Hell yeah, I can't believe Joe Pfeiffer has 3 losses.
That fight's
Can't
gonna be a
imagine who beat him
banger.
up.
Who beat Joe Pfeiffer?
I don't even know. He just seems like he's just so hard to beat up.
He's so strong,
Should we
dude.
tap
He
in?
just hurts.
He lost
so
his
much.
first UFC fight.
He probably lost by some bullshit because he just doesn't care.
Yeah, he got pointed.
Yeah, for sure. Because he's just a killer.
Career disclosed earnings 150 bands.
From
That's
fighting.
crazy.
He's broke.
5 fights.
He needs to win.
5
Kyle.
fights. He's only made 150.
Yeah, he did like
Fucking our age too.
Nah, he got like 3 bonuses, dog.
he does have a bonus or two.
That is the 150.
He
Oh,
fucking-
Jack Hermanson.
Yeah, he lost to Jack Manson, and then
That's
he
crazy.
went on to
That's
2.
That's insane.
2 garbage cans, and then now he's trying to kill a guy.
He has
He
a
knocked out
knockout.
Gerald Bouchard,
Cancelled.
Gerald.
Jared Mershon.
Eric Anders, he beat by unanimous decision.
Slam.
So this is his biggest test yet, is that he's fighting Kelvin Gastelum, who...
He's way better than his record.
Yeah, he's up next.
think we're just
If he beats Kelvin
he's-
Gastelum, that's huge for him at 185.
Yeah, he'll probably get
Him
a-
versus Izzy.
next. Don't do that.
Yo.
Don't do that
Nah.
to him.
And then we got Cheeto Vera versus
Why
Mario
you don't want that for
Batista.
Izzy?
No,
Okay.
this guy hits so fucking hard.
Oh, it starts to get spicy, doesn't
Cheeto dropped all the way to 10 in the rankings.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a
After
shame.
O'Malley beat him up. And then we got Johnny Walker versus, I don't even know who that other guy
Some
is.
some
That's
14
Azamat
ball with
Mirza
the
Kanal.
mohawk. I'm something. Let's see what he's been up to.
He's
something
going
on
on.
there?
Oh,
I mean, I'm not playing about 14-0. And
Johnny Walker's on like a 2 or 3 fight win streak too,
all
right?
submissions? No, he just
36. Hold on now.
124K.
Nicknamed the-
Career earnings. He's got something to
professional.
fight for. All right, don't sleep on Osman Mazoba.
Go to his-
knockout.
Yeah. And then we got title fight. PFL's Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena, who's, I think the winner of that's going to fight Amanda Nunes.
I'm against domestic violence. If Juliana Pena was next to me, I'd beat the fuck out of her.
Why, you don't like her?
I just hate her. She's so cool.
Let me reframe this so that we could not cut it. What bothers you about her?
She's just so up
Dumb.
her own ass. She's like,
Yeah.
I mean, she
like,
beat
tries
Amanda
to make you out
Nunes.
to be the bully, but she's really being a cunt.
What if you beat the GOAT?
Where you're from, the bullies.
I think
The
Kayla
bullies.
Harrison's going to have her hands full.
Nah, Kayla Harrison's gonna wreck all this girl.
You think Kayla Harrison's gonna fight Amanda Nunes? That'd be awesome.
Hair and cheese, bro.
I've been waiting for that for years.
That would be amazing,
Like,
right? She's the only girl probably big enough. And Juliana Pena beat her though. So
I mean, look at these rankings. We're something at least
crazy
on the
wrestling.
circumstance.
She didn't even train for her. She got off the couch and was like, all right, let's go do this.
I mean, I wasn't pumped about this card when that was supposed to be the main event, and then they put an absolute banger as the main event.
I'm telling you, Sean O'Malley wins.
You think Sean O'Malley
Knockout.
KOs him? Because he's not going to beat him by
Knockout.
decision.
What do you think, Cam?
I got Marab.
Me too.
I'll buy Dover Grill.
It's the same thing with the when you have to
I like how
fight someone
DG's
again
this-
and you've already lost it.
Facts. Yeah, Marab is so good, dude.
Sorry.
What he did to Umar was just mind blowing. I never saw him dominating him like that in the later rounds.
O'Malley by knockout.
O'Malley has to get him out of there 1 or 2.
O'Malley by knockout.
I think I'm jacking Lolo. I'm gonna go.
I think it was the same
I hope so.
lineup we had for him versus Umar, where we said Umar had to put it on him in the first 2 rounds. Otherwise, Marab's going to come on late. O'Malley has to do the same thing. And if he fails to do that, he's going to lose.
And Marab has good content.
He does. He's always with
Sean O'Malley
the
doesn't.
girl with the tits.
No, Sean O'Malley does.
Nina Marie.
But yeah, so that fight's going to be sick. They're really tempting me to buy tickets. And then we got, what else? We got Aaron Pico signed to the UFC officially. He fights next week on the what cards? Protest
No, he
versus
doesn't.
Scary, right?
May 3rd.
Oh, May 3rd. So 2 weeks. All right.
It's going to be a fucking banger. It's good to see a guy like that actually come over. I know he's a little older, but you saw what happened.
He got his career pretty much wasted.
Yeah, he was always stalled, and remember he had that fucking him dancing on the horse with the big dick
Yeah.
horse.
So he got his chicken in Bellator.
He didn't even really. I don't think he really fought that much.
He's 13-4 in Bellator. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Coming over earlier than
He was
Chandler.
he was in the UFC before.
But a lot of guys are bailing from Bellator because
4-3.
Yeah, he struggled, but then he won 9 out of his 10.
Bellator is apparently going out of business
So why are you guys
this year.
high? Why are you guys high on this guy?
When he came on, he was just on the scene. He was the
Yeah.
man. But this was like 8 years ago, probably.
So he sounds like he's gonna lose.
Yeah, I mean,
Who's on the Bellator roster you look forward to coming over?
Him.
What's his
Besides
fight? What's
Aaron.
his fight? It's LeBron of the NBA of the MMA at just 18 is a lot
no, he really was.
to end up at
Monster.
Bellator, and that's that's egregious.
So then we got next
Greg
week.
Oden.
You want to go over Protest versus Gary? That's going to be a banger.
Dude,
I
Yeah,
think
same
Ian Gary pulls it out.
I agree too. And I'm so high on these fucking...
He's going to be the first fighting
Fighting
nerd
nerds.
to lose.
I mean, he smokes 15 bugs a day. They're doing something good for him.
But Ian Gary's also a cuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's Peter Parker looking type
Yeah.
John. Yeah.
But also, I think he's. I don't know if this is true, but in my mind, he's much bigger than Protest.
I think Ian Gary's just sharper, stronger, faster,
Better.
that
Yeah.
nerd shit's definitely
He's better put on the pressure. I
Yeah.
feel like Protest. Is,
poised.
But there's a lot
More
of control
control.
on these boys. They're 19-0.
whoever wins this is gonna have all the hype.
Is this Protest's first 5-round fight?
Yeah, for sure.
He didn't want to fight
Marlboro's
5
really
rounds,
gonna play a
right?
test.
No, he said he had to smoke less bogues because he's fighting less 5 rounds.
Yeah.
He definitely hasn't
You
fought
know what
anyone
I'm
like
on.
Shavkat.
No.
My money's on the fucking dork.
Ian Gary almost...
Gary's been tested more.
Hey.
Money's on the dork. Yeah, I mean, I think that
Did Gary? He lost the shot.
if you start
Yeah,
copping,
barely.
But
if
it
you-
was-
if
yeah,
you start
it was-
copping pleas before the fight happens, I kind of you're starting to roll out in your head the thought of losing.
he didn't do bad against Shavkat, and I think Shavkat's top 3 in that division,
Yeah.
Easily.
He did very well.
and he
against
did really
Shavkat.
good. He could have
He
won.
lost a split
He was
decision.
right there,
Toss up.
and I think
just don't
he's better than Protest.
I just don't think Pratis is there yet. I mean, he was supposed to fight a guy who's ranked
Yeah,
14.
yeah.
Now you're fighting a guy in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Big step, you win, huge momentum boost.
Why'd they put him there? You think? So,
Ian Gary just accepted the fight. He's like, let's do it.
Yeah,
marketing shit. Is
and
it-
they're the main
what is
event
it?
on. It's like UFC OKC, so they're going to be a big deal out there next
Friday
week.
night, yeah, next week.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so that's what we got for current events, pretty much. Should we fucking hop into the turkey?
Hop into the turkey about the banger.
Can you bring up UFC the UFC card? We can start from the beginning. So we had another first fight: Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper.
Well, I'm sorry. What UFC is it?
314. Chase Hooper pretty much dog walked Jim Miller.
Yeah, I was shocked to see Jim Miller go out like that.
I mean, he's a more dynamic grappler. He's longer, younger,
Longer hair.
longer hair. He's 25
Dog me
fighting.
dick.
He's 25 fighting a 40-year-old guy. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
better
yeah.
fucking beat him.
I should have never bet against him.
But I don't know. Everyone from around here that's high level grappling says like Jim Miller's so different at grappling. I trained with Andy Main a lot lately, and he came up with Jim Miller.
He's Kyrie for y'all.
Yeah,
different card.
yeah, he
It's the
definitely
wrong
is.
card.
Yeah,
314.
just
13.
go to Google and type in UFC, and then it'll be the last week.
Jim Miller,
You said
Chase
UFC
Hooper.
314. Right?
Just type in UFC.
And then after that fight was Dan Ige and
313.
fucking.
Oh, dude.
Wasn't 313?
Just type in UFC, and it'll bring up all the cards.
All right, you guys
UFC
gave me two different
314.
directions. Both you can suck my
314. UFC
dick.
314.
Yeah, and then go right there. Yeah. So go to the
Go
prelims.
down. Yep.
All right, so then we had Jim Miller, and then we had a girl fight. I went and took a shit, and then
I was so mad. Jan should have been.
Me too.
I was
had her one day.
pissed.
What if it was a good fight?
I would have won mad.
who gives a
She won.
fuck, dude?
If
We
it
had
wasn't
Dan
good
Ige
fight,
versus
it
Sean
would've-
Woodson right after that, the real turkey.
They're usually
Every
not good fights, but
hierarchy.
one
Remember
out of
Dan Ige? We were,
Yeah.
it's like Ham called it. He was like,
Fifty
he's like
K.
Sean Woodson standing up too straight. Dan Ige's gonna hit him with an overhand right.
And he did. He
Popped
fucking clipped him. I won bread on Danny Gay.
Did you bet it, Cam?
No, I didn't bet
What were
on
my
this.
bets? My bets were pretty good on this.
So
card.
next fight, you put Dan Ige versus Pitbull.
Like that.
Yeah, Daddy. I know you would like that. I thought that on the way here.
They're like the same guy. They're like the same guy.
And that's
both
a
old.
it's because
Just gonna
Pitbull's
punch each other
gonna
in the face.
Pitbull got dog walked by Yair.
Yeah.
But also, I think that Pitbull was always a champ in Bellator. He only fought 5-round fights. He's fighting 3 rounds. He never had a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
But I think if he fights Dan Ige coming off, he's on a 2-fight win streak now, I think. And off that big... Sean Woodson's
Yeah. 7-fight.
high-level fighter.
11.
And Dan
12
Ige
one.
knocked him out. And I think him versus Pitbull is super exciting.
Oh, those are two fucking pitbulls.
Right? I know you would like that, dude.
Get money.
Yeah, you guys
Get
the
money.
Whole, you guys got the whole Atlanta Falcons. Who's Pitbull? What's his name?
So if you go to the
Mr.
main...
Worldwide?
If you go to the main
Main
card... Yeah. Dade.
Look, I was gonna let you guys cook and just
Patricio Pitbull.
There it is, Fabricio Pitbull versus Yair. So Yair Rodriguez pretty much dog walked him. It was Patricio's another guy. He was a champ of Bellator for a bunch of years, and this was his first UFC fight.
oh, so we're jacking the Bellator champions.
Well, because Bellator is
We think
going
it-
out of business this year, so everyone's jumping ship.
In general, do we think it translates? Do we trust Bellator champions?
Pitbull and Michael
No.
Chandler fought 3 times for the belt in Bellator.
Because if we, not to jump ahead, but if you look at Michael Chandler, he's 2-6 in the UFC, and he was. But also, you gotta accept that also these guys come here in the twilight of their careers.
Go back.
In the consensus, to what?
He only
you
beat
went off
Tony
the card.
Ferguson
Right there. Nope.
and Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Those are 2 big dubs, though.
Tony Ferguson at the time that he dubbed him was not.
I guess it does.
Dan Hooker was a good
Dan
intro
Hooker
into
was a
the-
good. Yeah,
And he
that
lost
was
to
a good
Charles
intro.
twice.
Charles is a top 5 for the last 10 years.
Yeah. But Yair, what do you think
Gaethje
is up for
Poirier.
Yair after this fight?
They did the best thing they could
Him
do.
versus Diego?
They did. Them 2 fighting at the press conference set up UFC Mexico. Yair Rodriguez and Diego Lopez.
I
Take
did
my
see that
money.
clip of them.
Yeah,
They were
true.
screaming at each
They already
other.
set up the next fight,
Have
yeah.
fun.
The way-in
Right.
was
Take care.
staticky. We're
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I mean, when Yair dropped Patricio in the 3rd round, I was like, Yair's...
A dog.
if the weigh-in
dog.
makes
He's
my
nice.
timeline, it's exciting.
The way Diego
Yeah.
fought Volk though and lost, he will beat Yair.
I think it's going to be a great fight.
Do you take the weigh-in static into consideration?
I always
Yeah, it was literally about,
You
like...
can see it. Lolo takes.
They were fighting about
I
real
know,
shit.
I knew
I
Gene
would-
Silva was gonna win because him and Bryce was there, and he went like this. And
Yeah, and Bryce went like that.
I went like that. I was like, it's over.
I like
done.
that. That's
There's
like a
no
real
way.
thing. You know
There's
what I'm
no
saying?
way Bryce is winning.
Like, I always think about that shit. I'm like, does
I never
I'm-
thought.
I'm
Bryce
glad
was
you
gonna
saw
win.
does
that.
Vegas consider that?
Yeah.
Like,
And
does
they're
Vegas
all
see someone
autistic.
flinch in a weigh-in and be like, the
Yeah.
line moves?
Yeah,
I think they do.
yeah.
Well, because betting also moves the line, so fans see that, and they bet.
Even though that
and
fight-
The
win.
people
As
that
the fight
are
got closer,
people
the
that make
line
the
got
lines
better
are
for
fans at the end
Bryce.
of the day.
Yeah.
I never thought he was gonna win that.
It's
Very good
intangible shit, you know.
Wait.
It's like a bad press.
You got to
conference.
hit more fights on the bottom there. So we had Bryce. We had Geoff Neal. That's what got canceled. He was supposed to fight Geoff Neal. So that's why he got a main event
event.
because he was supposed to fight on the main card.
But
That makes sense.
Cam's boy, Dominic Reyes,
Dude, 1
Walking
minute and a
backwards.
half KO. He hit him with like his forearm.
dude, put him to sleep.
Who the fuck is even that other guy?
You
He
know
was
what?
fucking due.
He lost that fight to John Jones and just deteriorated
It was
his whole
fucked up.
life. He was like,
Because
I beat him.
he won
I
that
beat
fight.
him.
He did beat him.
How many people do you think John Jones did that to?
Everybody. I mean, fucking, what's his
6.
name?
He probably ended.
Who's the Brazilian guy he fight? Thiago.
Thiago
Thiago
Santos.
never came back.
Yeah.
How many fights did John Jones win? Like 45 or something like
He's
that?
32-0.
Oh, I thought it was more than that. Okay, so he probably ended 6 or 7 careers.
Like, John Jones is the opposite of Kevin Holland. Like, John Jones, if like, let's say his opponent drops out, like,
Yo, we can't
He won't
avoid.
fight.
We have to accept that we're going to talk about Kevin Holland
Every
every
fight.
episode.
Every
It's
episode.
it's a theme.
Nah, it's your boy, and you drink soda at 10 a.m.
I drank soda at 10 a.m. like one time, and like,
I do it all the time.
yeah. Well, I also drink alcohol at 10
yeah.
a.m. often.
He's nothing.
That was the first time I drank soda without alcohol at 10 a.m. in 7 years, probably.
No,
But
But
that's
I
why I
mean-
was Snapchat worthy. But anyway,
205 is so boring. I don't even, like,
Yeah.
whatever that includes.
He just needs to
Who
get better.
gives a
Dominic
fuck?
Reyes can save it if he keeps knocking everybody out.
Is he should just move up?
I'm kind of thinking that too.
No.
I keep getting stuck on the same conversations.
He's
so-
he's a he's not big enough.
He's not.
But what if he can
You
get
can
big
get
enough?
bigger.
Yeah.
John
He's
Jones
gonna
wasn't-
bulk up for a
John
year and a
Jones
half
wasn't
while we
big
wait
enough.
around.
Dick Bills?
John Jones took 2 years to bulk up. Izzy's not doing that.
Well, he takes 2 years. We never tried.
If you want
we
one
never
more-
gave him a timeline.
don't
If you
need
want,
him right
unless
now.
you're making a move to be the 205 champ, you're not going to put in 2 years of work for one fight.
He's what 35. I'll wait 2 years to see him fight at 205.
So you're going to see him at 37 do one fight against a top 15
to end his
ranked
career.
guy.
Yeah. That's
But
that's like exactly.
Why
what
would
I'm
you put
saying.
in 2 years of work to do that?
He could put in less work. He could just chill and get.
I mean,
fucking
what
fat.
else does he have to do, dog? He's rich. Like,
Yeah, he just
Exactly. So why wouldn't you just do
No.
one more fight at 185?
because he's gonna lose.
Why would he win at 205 when he's too small for
Because
the
maybe
division?
he could bully somebody in a tap.
He's not bullying anybody. He has to sneak
he's
him.
beating Dominic Reyes.
When he weighed
I
in
don't
at
know.
205.
I'm going off Cam's.
I'm
logic.
dying on that.
But he weighed in at 205.
I'm saying he should keep it as an
He
option.
weighed in
Yeah,
at 199
yeah.
With a pizza box in his hand.
Remember when he used to nut to fucking
Can't wait.
submit? Yeah.
Anime? I get it.
Anime porn, huh?
It's
Oh,
called-
I actually
hey,
clicked on the
hey,
PFL.
It's called
Yeah, it's
hentai.
back in.
I was trying to watch the PFL earlier, and I just you know what it is. You need to,
Rerouting, rerouting.
Hop, 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 hop.
it's definitely not something you could have while you're like doing something else. Like if I was trying to like edit a clip, I can't like pick my head up and watch the. You need to focus on that PFL shit because you'll pick your head up and you don't remember what.
Yeah, who the fuck is that guy anyway?
Not even who it is. What sport are they playing?
yeah.
Like I would pick my head up and
points
be
and
do
shit.
around and be like, what fucking
Yeah.
tactic are they even fighting on? And they don't do a clear. There's shit they have to work on. It's a great. We talked about this on air, but I thought it was a great idea. But I think that
Yeah.
for
I mean,
casual viewing,
the-
it's tough.
So Gene Silva's the real deal, obviously.
Bryce is a butt.
And Bryce has been knocked out 3 times in a row now.
He got submitted.
But I mean, he got dropped bad.
Yeah, he's done for.
You got, yeah.
You know Dick for? He's done for.
I put down a
Yeah,
lot of
Gene
dogs in
Silva,
my
man.
day. You're barking up the wrong
barking
tree,
up
motherfucker.
Ball tree.
And then Rogan put on the Fighting Nerds
Fighting
glasses.
Nerds, baby. I'm telling you, these guys are fucking monsters, man. Watch out for Cabral. He's next.
So I think you do Jin's. Who did you
I
put?
want an
Jin?
apology. You guys all said Michael Chandler was going to get dog walked.
I said he was gonna dog walk Pimlet.
I did think I thought he was gonna beat Pimblett. I did.
Oh, no, yeah, that's what I meant. You guys, you figure that out.
Say,
That was a- yeah,
say
nice.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Patty
sorry.
beat the fuck out of this
He did.
guy so bad.
First round, Chandler won.
He beat. Did you see his face? He was lost. He's like this.
Yeah.
I hate someone that
Chandler's for
does that.
sure done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that
You
get him
I
out
think
of
Michael
Is
Chandler.
that, are you doing that to downplay Patty though?
No, I think no.
Patty-
Actually,
Patty
I am.
whooped his ass.
I actually am trying to downplay it.
Yeah, I know. I feel it.
I think that Michael Chandler
I sense it.
is probably the least technical,
Yeah.
hyped up guy.
Yeah.
And a
Did
lot
you
of
say
fighters
that
we
before?
a lot of fighters that we love beat the fuck out of Michael Chandler. We get high on them, and then they lose to some, like Charles fucks him up twice, and then gets fucked up by Sarukian.
Psychologically, Lola, why do you think he was for Chandler against Patty in the situation, and why do you think he didn't address the technical aspect of it?
I think he thought Patty was going to get clipped.
Why do you think it was? Do you think it was?
Do you want me to actually tell you my real reason?
Yeah.
That's
because
why
I
we're
didn't
on a
know
fucking podcast.
I didn't know Patty Pimlet could hit that hard, and he hits hard as fuck.
Then why didn't you just say that off rip?
You never ask.
That should be what you know what I'm saying? You should leave.
I thought it was I thought a
I can
grown ass.
tell when you're like not saying the thing.
I thought a grown ass man was fighting a kid, and I thought Michael Chandler was a grown ass man, but I didn't know
Patty's
Patty
also
Pimlet hits
30.
that hard.
Yeah, so you
Patty's
should have
30.
just started off the thing with that.
28.
We also saw him.
And he punched the fuck
get-
out of him, and he grappled him up.
I thought he lost the fight against Jared. I'm not gonna like. I thought he lost,
But that was
and
him
I
fighting-
know Michael Chandler.
that was him fighting a grown man.
Yeah, you're right.
Chase Hooper fought his grown man. Now look what he's doing.
Yeah,
I think
you're
the
right.
thing about a guy like Patty is his camps are probably so volatile because he doesn't try that
He gets
hard.
fat as fuck.
Well,
But like
that's the
sometimes
problem.
he probably has a
He
good
has to
camp.
try so hard
So like
because
his
he's so fat.
he has a bigger variance than everyone else. You know, like someone like Chandler, I feel like is like consistent. Like you kind of know what to like
I feel
Patty.
like he.
You don't know what to expect, and that is scary to
Want me
the
to blow your
opposing.
dick off again? So I said Pitbull versus Ige. I think I'm gonna get hired after UFC after this. You do Renato Moicano versus Patty Pimlet. Yeah!
I would love that.
Yeah!
That is awesome.
Renato deserves it.
I like
See, that's a fight that Patty should get next.
But
Get
Get
money.
money. Dude, I should be fucking a matchmaker.
That's
all right, who you got in that though?
I got
I go-
Patty.
Really?
But I think Hanato puts up a fucking way better fight than Michael Chandler.
Hanato got beat.
Help
by
me with the
Islam
spelling.
in
Well, I think
You guys
everyone
really
gets
got-
beat by Islam.
with the
in one.
R.
I'm surprised that you guys are that
Renato.
confident in Patty.
You're just hating really hard.
He just
on
got
him.
choked out by Islam
Am I
Makhachev
hating?
on short notice. I think he earned it.
Bro, he put out Bobby Green
He-
and Michael Chandler.
How do you spell Patty's last name?
Pimlet.
Pimlet. P-I-M. Bliss.
So
Both of those
usually,
dudes are-
usually if you take a
And-
short notice,
or Renato, help me out.
Renato, R-E-N-A,
A-T-O.
Renato, yeah,
Look at it.
Moicano. So Renato takes the short notice fight against Islam. You deserve a gift from the UFC. You give him the most hype guy that's going to sell the most pay-per-views. You put him maybe co-main or main event on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, fire. It sells. That fight's
Maybe you put Ige, Pitbull, co-main, Patty Pimlet, Moicano, main. On the dead homies.
While
I got
Pimlet has
Moicano.
shown promise, yeah.
Yeah.
While Pimlet has shown promise and continues to develop as a fighter, Moicano's experience, technical striking, and grappling
They both have great grappling and
Yeah.
striking.
shows him as
And
a
that neck
favorite.
tap,
It could serve as a significant test and a chance to prove himself against a seasoned opponent, which
Bro.
is exactly
That's
back
how
to
it
the
works.
narrative we were
It's
talking
just,
about.
welcome
This
to
is
the
why
top
it's a
10.
good matchup.
hire me.
It's a good matchup call.
Thanks,
overall.
Doug.
Yeah.
He beats him.
I knew.
Well,
I,
ChatGPT verified.
I'm driving 110 on the way here, just
Verified
cooking
live.
up fights.
But this is what's fun about this sport is like, you know what I'm saying? Not like we don't get to.
You can't just be like Nuggets,
yeah.
Knicks, best of 5.
Cat and
You just don't like Patty?
No, I fuck with Patty.
You like a beef patty?
I like Patty as a person. Yeah, it's my favorite.
Patty
Patty.
mayonnaise.
I'm big on
No
it.
Bev too, just
No
Matt
Bevs.
Not no
Yo, I saw
Beverly.
Cam. I saw Cam eat 3 beef patties. No Bev.
I did that too. Remember Deucen's golf thing? We had a whole beef patty on the floor.
Yeah, we're different,
Shit looked like it came like a fucking crave case or something.
bro. Lolo, beef patties are just flaky empanadas, and
I eat half beef patties a lot.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I cut them open and they put mozzarella in that bed.
Oh, you're the man.
But you need a beverage from all that
Yeah,
flake.
I love it.
Watching them eat it
You
with
know, from all that flake.
But why don't they? You guys just don't like fucking beef patty for no reason?
I ate 3 of them last time I
What are you
chilled with
talking
Cam.
about? I
Beef
don't
patty
like.
pimlet.
Oh no, I love patty now.
No.
I didn't know he could hit
I
hard.
took it somewhere else.
I just think what you
beef
call it is
patties.
better.
No, me too. I get it. Me too. I was just saying. Getting back to.
No, I think
Oh, yeah,
Patty
there's
is
the
the real
podcast.
deal. He hits hard as fuck, and I didn't expect that. And if he could grapple like he could grapple, and he could hit like that,
I'm
there's
glad
no
you
know
reason-
said
what I
that, and I
think?
hate that I had to get you to say that though.
It's
No. I'll give you my take. Really, it goes back.
Why
to
the
hear it.
fuck do we have to wait? To
It
get
goes
the
back to him talking about the championship mindset someone that like doesn't take
You don't
his
think
diet
it's fat?
seriously and just blows up.
This is why you hate Jokic too.
He has fun while he does it.
He's UFC Luca.
Listen,
It bothers you that. Oh,
I'm just saying, Tom
it's
Brady.
fine. There's a trend. There's a trend.
There's a reason Tom Brady has all those Super Bowls.
I know he had 12 guys helping him.
TB12.
Do we want to open it up to other sports?
No.
No,
This is one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because Luca could still be fat, and they won't say you're too fat, you can't play.
Because you know what it is? No one said it about Allen Iverson.
no.
'cause
What
he
they did
always
was they
looked in
just traded
shape.
his ass. They were like, actually, get off my team.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could literally
historically bad
be
decision.
a pound too heavy, and they can say you can't even play in UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Charles couldn't be champ
you're
because of
lucky.
0.5.
He does make weight, but I mean, it's just one. It's not good for you.
I want to have this conversation off air.
If you're UFC champion, it's good for you.
All right, I don't want to
Yeah.
body shame him.
So we do Renato Moicano, Paddy Pimblett. That's the fight to make next.
And then you move the stick.
Dana White, you fucking.
And then
hear
you
that?
let Topuria fight fucking
Yeah.
Islam.
Whoa,
Winner of that.
whoa.
If Paddy beats him, he fights the winner of that.
Marty's really
Wait.
matchmaker.
You think if Paddy beats Moicano, he should get?
I mean, look at Charles. He beat Chandler.
Dude,
then
I
he
didn't
beat,
understand any of this
Justin
until
Gaethje,
he
and then
solved the
he
puzzle for me in real time just now.
Fought Islam.
I think that's that.
He has the same path as Charles Oliveira.
We all just explained why that makes sense in real time.
It might be a bigger fight to do Justin Gaethje, Paddy, but I think Moicano deserves
I
it.
don't think. Paddy
Before we
is
went into the conversation, I would
one
have
fight
thought
away
that
from Chip.
personality-wise
I don't
made
either.
more
I
sense.
think
But Moicano deserves it. He
And
fought
also,
Islam on
Paddy's
2 day
whooping
notice.
Justin Gaethje's ass.
That's what I was saying too. I think he's the perfect matchup for Paddy to win. Because
He's a Paddy hater for sure. Paddy's not whooping Justin.
yeah, that's why I'm
Gaethje's
mad
ass.
you mixed me in with him. I'm sold.
He's destroying that nigga.
Look at his reaction. I don't know shit.
Oh, I've been talking to him about it.
I don't know shit about the UFC. The fact that I don't know shit.
You
Right?
do know shit. You've been a fan since 2008.
I hate the patron. All right.
2018.
That wasn't the word fan was never used.
I
There's
know.
definitely an 8 in it.
It's just gonna be a running bit
It's a terrible.
till episode 100.
It's a terrible bit. It was
You and
introduction.
Kevin Holland. That's why he's your boy. You're COVID boys.
All right. I've
Joined
seen
last market crash.
I've seen Justin Gaethje lose to people that we thought he wasn't gonna lose to.
He fights only dogs.
yeah,
He only fights dogs.
and he won't wrestle, which is
He got
good for
knocked out by
Paddy.
Mac Holloway, yeah, but
You would think that Justin Gaethje would beat Paddy for real? Like you really think
Yes.
that? No, none of us think that, right?
I don't think
What do you think Vegas would have the line
I
at?
think his toughest test is
Pick him.
Ilya Islam.
You think Vegas would have the line at Pick'em for real?
Yes.
And Renata.
And Renato, yeah. I give him Renato, then Gaethje, then title.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I said. I think you could go Renato title.
No,
No, I think he needs 2 fights.
he needs to.
I mean, Charles went.
He might get it off.
He
one
went
fight just 'cause of the
Chandler,
name.
Gaethje, Islam.
Dana White privilege.
So why can't Paddy go Chandler, Gaethje, Islam?
He's not two Bronx.
Yeah, true. Just bleach hair.
They're like, who?
Oh, yeah, Charles is the best.
You
So
don't need to spell shit right. Fuck you.
Justin Gaethje would
Exactly.
be minus 300.
That is fucking insane.
I'm taking
But I
plus
believe it.
250 and plus 300.
You
I'll
thought
put-
I was
I'll put my
fucking. You,
house
On the
you
dead
really
moments.
thought I was wilding.
No. First of all, that.
I could have told you that. I still think.
First of all,
It's a
that.
line.
Second of all, I like where my money's at.
Straight up.
This
That-
is all good
Plus
news.
250.
This is all
Plus
good news.
250.
Yeah,
Word.
this is like when we found out that who do we like for our most improved Zubac?
Yeah.
2000.
Zubac and also who do we like for we found out a couple of good NBA future bets on
Yeah,
there
yeah,
that we
yeah.
actually
Is that jerk
forgot.
chicken?
Remind me to make those actual bets because we actually thought of those on there.
5 to win like 1500s.
Yeah, and they all made so much sense when we looked up the stats.
Plus 500. Yeah, Malik Beasley was crazy.
Malik Beasley 6th man of the year is like an actual lock. Anyway, UFC podcast.
So should we rip through the main event real quick? I mean, Cam, we bought Lolo Dover Grill, but not me.
Yeah.
Oh, you were hiding.
So, yeah, Volkanovski basically dog walked fucking Diego. I mean, Diego dropped him
Yeah.
and hit him with a hard uppercut in the 4th.
Second round.
But other than that, Alexander wrestled his ass off.
Oh, that jab. The jab was eating him alive.
The jab was
man.
eating him alive, and
on
he
the
just
fight.
he proved that he's still the man.
When did he stop playing rugby?
Probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
Definitely tip my hat to him.
I mean, that was amazing, right?
Imagine if like Mark Ingram just like
To go from like getting knocked out twice in a row.
control the
There was that guy in the early prelims, right? He was a fullback in the NFL.
This guy hasn't even picked right once yet. Don't
Let me
believe
hit
him
the
with that
early
patty.
view.
What do you mean I haven't picked right once? I got Dominic.
No, I adapted him on I adapted him on just the Vegas odds.
Yeah.
The Vegas odds. I'm still taking Patty for sure.
That is a beast.
He didn't change my opinion. I just adapted him on the odds.
There's a lot of finishes, a lot of knockouts.
Yeah, that was one of the best cards I've seen in a long time.
We deserve that card. We worked so hard for it.
Yeah, and after the shitty dog shit fucking Pereira card,
Yeah, that was so disappointing.
they owed us.
I don't just know why he just didn't throw more.
Yeah, I mean the whole card sucked.
He could have
He said he was hurt. He came out after and said he was hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Everybody keeps every time they have a bad performance, they come out and say they're hurt.
He wasn't throwing. Like, Pereira has the best hook in the game. He wasn't even throwing it. He wasn't even throwing hands.
Yeah,
Hey,
that
did you
was
hear
bad.
before?
He was so scared.
Sean
for the
O'Malley
takedown.
said he had a torn labrum.
Yeah, I heard that. Everyone says they're hurt, like you said.
How come somebody don't come out and win and say, "Well, my hand was broken"? and
Well,
I
John
said
Jones
it."
says that all the time. He's like, "Fucking, my leg was broken."
When his toe was like fucking
Yeah,
chasing
Chael
left.
Sonnen.
Yeah, fucking nuts, man.
What's it called? Said he broke his hand in that Nate Diaz fight. Jorge.
Conor McGregor dropped out of the Chandler fight because he broke his toe.
No, he dropped the Chandler fight because he's
Well,
fucking
yeah, because
$700
he's
million
on coke and
off.
steroids.
Broke his
But
toe.
John does that
broke
too
his
when he
toe or got
fights.
hooked on blow, you know?
That was the best line. He's like, "You're fucking doing coke and steroids before a fight." He's like, "They're whooping your
Yeah, he's
ass."
like, "Yeah, I beat you when I was
Or,
on coke, dude."
You're doing coke and banging hookers the night before the fight. He's like, "Dude, I whooped
Yeah,
your
knocked
ass."
you out.
What do you mean? Who cares?
When
Shit.
John hit him at the press conference, that's one of the most hype videos I've seen of all
Yeah,
time.
that one's sick.
And he goes to the crowd, he goes,
I like when he's like away and DC's sitting there and he's like, "Hello, pussy. Is my pussy there?" And he's like, and DC goes,
It's my pussy.
He goes,
man.
"Hey,
He goes, "Yeah,
can you
I'm
hear
here."
me, pussy?"
he's like, "Yeah, I'm here, bro."
DC was DC like trolling or like
no,
No, he's
John
like,
was saying that.
he's like, "Yeah, I'm here." It's just so good.
No, DC let him do him like that? Not my dude.
Yeah, Gundam style.
God
He
damn.
said I would spit in your face.
When he fought DC had never been taken down in the UFC.
I would literally.
And John Jones just said,
One
"Oh,"
mic,
kill
one
me.
mic, one mic,
No,
one mic.
I would actually.
and John Jones says, "Oh yeah," and takes him down in the first minute.
I know, I'm familiar with the situation.
Yeah, that was
And, you
wild.
know, DC's my dog on some commentator shit, not on some
Can I play
fighter
this
shit.
video for you?
Yeah, you can play it in the mic though.
Play it, then we'll close it out. What you got for us?
Damn, that weed smells like marshmallows and shit. That shit smells nostalgic.
What's that fucking Sean?
That shit smells like
Marshmallow?
CCD.
I'm here. You're just the fakest person. I actually admire that you can actually be this fake, and like when the TV comes on, how you can just change. It's like you're a chameleon.
Hey, listen,
It's awesome.
I'm a professional.
It is
The fact that you're a
unbelievable.
pussy-
It's
The fact
unbelievable.
that you're a pussy hasn't changed.
It's unbelievable how fake you can really be. Like you're just
Sounds like a
such
bird.
fucking pussy. But you know what? Hats off to you. You got a great PR person because they do a great job with training.
Yeah, here's the
You are
beginning
just
again.
Terrible. You're the fucking scum of the earth. You are a terrible human being. But you can sure turn it on, huh?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what hurts me?
You still there?
Hey, pussy, you still there?
I'm here.
Champion.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but like we kind of like look at him
He
as
beat the fuck out of me. I don't want
well,
any business.
Tony Romo. Yeah.
I'd paw up Tony Romo.
He's so big now.
I stopped myself.
I'd beat the fuck out.
I also
of
see
him.
Tony Romo hoop. He might be tougher than me on 94 feet.
And he's better than me at golf.
Tony Romo have me 94
That's
feet
like a-
and him 18 holes.
I don't know what he could do to me. I'd beat the fuck
No, the fact that that fight
don't
might be
know
a
what-
thing says a lot.
He's the man. But yeah, so that's all we got today, boys. I mean, that was one of the best cards ever. We got no UFC this weekend. We got Protest
Thank God.
versus
Ian Gary coming up.
Stop the fight.
He's hurt.
Ian Gary Protest next weekend. What's the next pay-per-view? Let's look before we close out. Just so we can say what the next pod's going to be. Oh, we should do a pod before Sandahagen Figueredo.
Figueredo. Yeah, my boy.
Renier versus Bo Nickel. Ponzinibbio
Ooh,
versus Daniel
Ponzinibbio.
Rodriguez.
Junior
Tafa. Yeah, let's do a pod before May 3rd. All right? So that'll be the goal. All right. Thank you, everybody, again, for tuning into an episode of The Ding Ding. Here with all the boys. We love you. We're out. Dude, that's going to be a sick card.
What is
We need to reverse Bo Nickel?
I'm sorry.
Cut it 315.
Cough attack because you tried to exit the pod.